Ladies and gentlemen, as we walk down this new bridge that we have been building in the past week for last episode, we are back in Eternia with a new mission set in mind, where we will be finished doing a little bit of spring cleaning, doing a few projects which honestly just make the whole place look ugly. I mean, look at this massive forest we have to do. So I'm getting rid of that in the coming months, as well as all these iron blocks, as well as these redstone blocks right here. And once we do all that, we will be working on certain terrains like this big boy over here. Maybe a small amount of work on the cave system down below. And then hopefully at the end of the summer, we'll be in a new stage of Eternia where we can truly focus on the big projects that we have mind, such as this beautiful Asian-inspired town up here, the absolutely massive bridge that spans over 400 blocks, and that big project over there. So with that, the only way to start is by starting on the forest. This has been the longest project, or more the oldest project in the world currently. And my plan for today is hopefully get all of these naked pillars done by the end of the episode, as well as fully start on this section right here, which is around about 30 trees, as well as some bushes, rocks, and all the lovely bits make the place feel alive. So let's get to work, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, we're just back for a short interlude, because one thing I've realised with all my videos so far are they are so fucking drab of a personality. Maybe because I don't have any personality, I don't have personality much myself. Due to a monotone, nasally voice. But anyway, we are currently doing this. Basically, we display it into three sections, where the top section is meant to have meant to be the brighter ones, the newer, fresh ones, and then it goes slowly into more like darker, more darkened leaves. So we just do this a bit. Try and add some randomness to it, but it usually comes off as a formulaic pattern. And then with a few minor tweaks and adjustments, it'd be done about this way, and then add some random things here. And then that would be a tree. I mean, maybe some small details, like maybe a fence here, that's got a bit more shape to it. But other than that, it's really simple, because the only problem with this area is, one, there's so many trees due to how small they are. In a horizontal sense? Yeah, horizontal sense is probably better. So yeah, I mean, quite frankly, I think we'll be doing this upper section, and then we will be working downwards. But more, I just want to fix up this, because obviously, since they're out and about, you can see them way more easily from like pathways here, which still needs to do. got a lot of stuff to do in this general area for this area, this mountain gets connected up properly. And I'm gonna get back to work real quick. What's up, guys? It's me again. Today is Monday as of recording this clip. And I'm doing another, I think I'm gonna do another talking thing. I feel like it would be nice to talk while doing these three segments. Now, one thing in the Minecraft building thing I do dislike is the idea of just one big build being the main thing and it being safe. Like, I mean, that over there, the big tree is not the best example, but this area right here is probably the best. Like, the biggest building here is this one right here, which is like a center block. It needs to be, which is like the center of a town, and it's like a massive restaurant. And when I just see, like, basically someone builds an entire, like, city for their base, and then for their own build, they decide to make a massive mega castle. I feel like occasionally those are just not really the best videos because there's like absolutely no life in the smaller builds, which I want to do. I want to have more life in the small builds, but as well build these like massive builds. Like over there is the train station, the train station, and personally, the reason my thoughts behind it being this like massive building is because it's the export capital. Basically, it's going to be renowned for its abilities of export. It's going to have like launch pads and stuff from here. The train station literally travels like to the main one of the like, biggest manufacturers and markets, being the Sunpunk area, and then one of the biggest crop growers, so as in down there, is the solar punk city. So in my mind, it does make sense, but when people just build like a massive build, for no apparent reason, it doesn't make sense. And I'm gonna go back to building trees actually because I just decided to wander off. Okay, well that's gonna keep on the task here. So one thing I don't really, hopefully this lands. Does anyone with my last point? Now, maybe some people agree with me about them. We like big build ideals that we have. Because sure, big build's great. I mean, I'm making a big build right there, but it's mainly to house something. Instead of people saying, "Oh yeah, it's all about the lore," this intrigue about the story of my base. Despite the fact it's just built a massive castle and you wanted to put a dragon on it. Like, occasionally, when building becomes this just massive idea of who can make the largest base, really falls flat for me. This is also like further examined in I don't know how to say it, the realism builds. These builds which idealistically they look great, but when you strive for realism over like the joy of having like the creativity of a base, it just also feels a bit naff because obviously if there's a story behind the realism, that's good. But due to how recently the build market has been oversaturated by this like ultra realism sort of things instead of like creative builds, Like, I mean, none of mine are a good example, but here's one if I have time. Okay. What my mate built over here. See, just like all my mates built, some of them are like very unique, like this one right below me. Makes no sense, but it's creative and like looks good, and that's what I would rather in a Minecraft build to lean in for creativity rather than like ultra realism, like these beautiful houses made of Minecraft blocks, which realistically it's all just the same house. Like if I just scroll through a feed, everyone's doing it. Everyone's recreating this in Venice. Anyway, that's my. And it's Tuesday. I've done absolutely no noticeable progress since yesterday when I brought you back in when I was filming these trees and I was doing my weird ramble. And one of the best part about having a world is occasionally because you're a lazy and easily distracted ass motherfucker. This can happen. Just I genuinely forgot to build the rest of the tree. These trees, due to how lazily built they are, they're not even that hard to build. Like, but all you need is a bit of randomness. And now you're done. Let's just do a little bit of filler and Bob's your uncle. To be honest, I do enjoy these trees because despite how simple they look, they make like a really good like packed forest in the city, but they're like a good shit. There's even like down here if I ever properly do it. Down here in these areas, I think this is probably one of the better areas here. A lot more personality to it. Yeah, I might stop breathing into the microphone, and this will be the end of this clip. Well, hopefully, when I bring you back, I'll be at least done with these, working on probably the next 6. Goodbye. Hello, and we are back on Friday today. It's Friday morning, and you're probably wondering, Recon, what happens to the earlier days, like Thursday and Wednesday? Let's just say I might have done with some of my mates instead. And so, for today and tomorrow, hopefully I can, kick it up a gear and get at least these trees done, as well as starting on some of these trees. But no promises. Only promises I get at least like half of these done, and then that's about. This is going to be a very like simple episode, not really a good like change in how I went about this because, gotta be honest, I just made like 50 trees, and then that's it. Don't worry, next few episodes are going to be a little bigger, a little nicer because we'll be working on certain areas, maybe like this. And this will be done in the background. Maybe we'll do that trees over there. Or we'll do something completely different and work all the way on the other side of this thing or over there as well. Anyway, let's get work on this tree, shall we? Welcome back, and many gentlemen, because I know the only two people that watch this are two of my mates, and they both have a cock. Anyway, we have completed all the trees. I mean, we haven't done any of the bushes or the rocks, but I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so I mean, it looks good. I'm gonna put an image possibly up screen now of what it looked like before. And once you see that and now this, you can see the amount of progress we've done over the last week. Hopefully, I'll get some more episodes done at a faster rate than this one. I do apologize. As next episode, we will be working to finishing this beautiful tree here. I mean, the main structure obviously is done. We just want to do the main tree and maybe work on the perimeter because it's still a little lackluster. I mean, this tree is just like plonked on there, not even have any like proper evident roots. But once we do that, we will have the next area in a nicer position. Don't ask about the cliff side. I'm planning on doing the cliff off camera and like sending you pictures while for this off camera work, I'm going to only use the stone template, and then for a video, I'm going to repaint it all in the much nicer gradient of the darker to the lighter, but more using more medium tones, as I believe the darker areas should be more below to allow more height to this very wide build. But with that, I have been Recon Vortex. You've been watching me build trees in Eternia, the creative forever world that I run, and this has been the end of the video. Goodbye.